All up, Tommy.
Is that Dragonstone Castle, Mr. Angus?
Aye, it is.
I saw it when I was a little girl.
A long, long time ago, eh?
It's just as I remember it. It fits the McGreef legend perfectly. Why are you doing that?
Oh, it isn't anything. It's just an old custom in these parts.
Whoa, Tommy.
Thank you, Tommy, dear.
Over this way.
Oh,
miss.
please let me help you.
Oh, no, miss. I'm used to these stairs. Bringing up supplies for the kitchen.
I'll get someone down.
So you can see it isn't a hardship for me.
Believe me, Alicia, having to make requests of this nature is as distasteful to me as hearing them must be to you.
Mary, if you would only sell the castle and come to live in London, you and James could live in peace and quiet without any trouble, I assure you. Oh, I know all about that. The ancestral home. Living as they did a century ago in a castle overrun by rats. money to maintain.
Overrun by rats. And yet you don't seem to mind spending your holidays here.
If you like, I can leave.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to offend you, Alicia.
At any rate, I can't help you. The money that my husband left me in his will belongs only to Coringa, and I can use it only for her needs, her education, her security. Believe me, Mary, I'm telling you this for your own good. Sell everything, come to London. It'll be good for James, too. Living here won't help him get better.
Now, give us a hand, Campbell.
Hello, Campbell.
It's good to see you back, miss.
Thank you.
Your ladyship?
Coringa!
Hello, Mummy.
But, darling, I wasn't expecting you till the end of the month.
Oh, I would have written, but I wanted it to be a surprise. Anyway, they had to put up a new building on the school grounds. So they ended the term a bit earlier. Aunt Mary, I hope you don't mind.
Oh, you know we're pleased you're here, Coringa. And I'm quite sure there's some room ready for you. Even though you did take us a bit unawares without writing and all. Campbell, is the tower room prepared?
It is, my lady.
Come along, dearest. I'll show you to your room.
Yes, I'd like
And then you can freshen up.
Dinner at 8, dear. Be punctual.
Oh, yes. Why, if I had known you were coming, I would certainly have gone to the station. How did you get to the castle?
Angus was there picking up provisions, so I just made believe I was another sack of potatoes.
We have visitors.
Yes. Coringa.
They look strange. What is it, Mary? Something wrong?
I've spoken with Alicia, and she can't help me. Or she doesn't want to help me. She hates Dragonston.
And so, my dear, as you can well imagine, after that unpleasant discussion with your aunt, I've decided we'll remain here only a few days. Just to give the impression that we're not running away.
Good evening. Lady Mary told me you were here, and I've come to see if there's anything you might need.
This is Suzanne, Coringa, the French teacher to... I'd better leave now. Try not to be late for dinner.
My mother's very formal about introductions, but please call me Coringa.
I will, thank you.
Now, whose French teacher are you?
Your cousin James.
Ah, yes, of course, James. I'd almost forgotten him. Does he know I'm here?
No. No, I don't think so. He lives very isolated.
Why do you speak about him in such a strange way?
Why strange? James isn't well. Oh, I mean, it's no secret, but I prefer the others tell you about him. What is this?
Oh, that! You'd never believe it, but I had to wear it to take a bath. The nuns at school were afraid we might be led astray if we saw each other naked. Oh, and by the way, it's not true about school breaking up. I was expelled.
Oh, really?
One night we went into town, just for an evening out. When we got back, the Mother Superior was waiting for us. And of course, I was the one who was caught. They treated me as if I was the devil in person. They chucked me out, so I hopped on the first train to Scotland. Here I am. I thought I would tell a couple of lies to settle everyone down and then enjoy a nice, quiet holiday. But there's not much of a festive atmosphere around here. You all act as though you were at a funeral. I'm beginning to doubt if it was worth all the trouble.
And now, what about your mother?
Oh, she won't know anything till we're back in London. I don't want to think about it till then. Anyway, I know how to handle it. Now, these shall be the first to go.
What are you going to do?
Too many books never did a woman any good. So I'm eliminating the risk of becoming too intelligent.
I'm beginning to think you're a bit mad.
You may be right. Oh, my God, my Bible! It was in with those books!
Don't! You mustn't. You will burn yourself.
This will be your church, Father Robertson. It's the castle chapel. It might appear insignificant, but you must consider the importance of the position from the standpoint of what it means to us here, to the Catholic Church.
Most certainly. Is something wrong?
No. I pictured you as older.
I feel older, Father. I was very well aware of what I would find here. And I well know the family's history, especially in the past 2 centuries.
The McGreeves, especially the first Earl, were staunch defenders of the church. Come. The present Countess, Lady Mary, is a bit overbearing, but a good woman and a sort of banner for us in this Catholic island lost in a Protestant sea.
It's so dark here.
Lady Mary doesn't like to waste candles.
Does she like to do anything? Look at the coat of arms. Isn't it ugly?
Just don't let your aunt hear you say that. Nothing about the house or the name can be ugly.
Suzanne, do you think it's true that McGreeves can turn into vampires?
It's only true that we're going to be late for dinner. Come. And stop looking at it. Your aunt likes everyone to be on time, and it looks like they've already begun to eat.
Hello, everyone.
Good evening.
Good heavens. Burning the Holy Scriptures brings bad luck. It's a sacrilege.
Sacrilege? Oh, nonsense, my dear. You mustn't take it to heart. It's a great pity, of course, but unless you did it on purpose.
No, of course not. And so you don't have to be afraid, Mother. In spite of all our gloomy family legends.
Coringa, dear, I don't think it's quite the thing to
Well, I don't really see what's wrong, Aunt Mary. As far as I'm concerned, why, it's absolutely fascinating, like that monster we have on the escutcheon. Now, that's a vampire. It's obvious.
Please, let's not talk about it.
Talking or not, it's still a vampire. That doesn't make any difference.
That's just a chimera. A sort of fantastic beast to which romantic elements are linked.
Yes, that's really enough, Coringa.
It's really nothing to get excited about. The legend, Father Robertson, says that when a McGreef murders a blood relation, the latter does not die but turns into a vampire.
Most amusing.
Actually, I must say that some of these old stories are fascinating. In many of them you can even find an undercurrent of religion.
And that's very true, but a pagan religion from the times when the gods disseminated terror rather than mercy. They spoke of monsters, which became very real in the crude minds of that time.
Coringa.
Welcome to my house. I don't remember inviting any of you.
James. James, pray go back to your room.
Mother, your priest could tell you that you pray only to God. Isn't that right? Campbell, at least bring me something to drink.
But James, we didn't think you'd come down.
Mother, you think too much. I hope you will accept a toast to your health, as you obviously don't give a damn about mine. You're Coringa.
That's right.
It's strange we never met before.
But we have. It was a long time ago. You don't remember, I suppose. I was just a girl. But I remember you very well, and your little sister.
James, don't you...
Doctor, you ought to know better than anyone else. I'm not authorized to think.
James, please.
Go to hell, Doctor. Reverend Father, do you think they would accept people like him down there?
James, that's enough.
Of what, Mother? If you're worried about your guests, I repeat, I did not invite them.
I cannot help noting your bad manners, James.
You failed to impress me. For that matter, it's none of your affair. No one asked you here, and no one's keeping you.
My dear, you know you don't mean these things.
I mean them.
Coringa, we're leaving.
You're very rude, Lord McGreeve. I'm sorry to have met you.
Run after them, Mother.
Coringa, wait.
Hurry. Maybe you can still get some money out of them before they leave. What the hell are you trying to save?
An important thing, James. Our family name.
If it's a question of saving a good name, Suzanne, you may as well leave too. Oh, do you require the good doctor's authorization?
I think perhaps it's best. Please excuse me.
Pity. It was such a nice family reunion.
This fondness for being destructive, James, it's not going to help you much.
But, Doctor, I've got you, my mentor, my guardian angel. You know, Father, I am mad, and Dr. Franz Hertz, a luminary, a genius, you could say, has left love, honor, and fame behind him to devote himself solely to me. Isn't that moving?
I believe you've drunk too much, James.
What else have I got to do? Don't you keep me locked up? Didn't you get me into a straitjacket just because my mother is ashamed to admit that her son, a McGreef, might be mad, eh? But I am mad, and you can't blame me if I seek my own destruction.
Thou shalt not destroy that which the Lord has created. I don't find you so terribly mad, my lord. On the contrary, you seem rather strangely lucid, even though I may not appreciate all you say or do.
Father, you surprise me. You're not just another puppet.
Listen, James. If I stay on here, it is only out of fondness and admiration for your mother.
Doctor, you move me strangely, so please stop. I can't stand it. Please excuse me, Father. The Laird McGreef of McGreef now takes his leave. No. Please, sit down. I only regret that I don't leave you in good company. Good night.
Very strange, young man.
Strange? He's mad, Father. Quite dangerously so. Let me explain. I don't think I'm revealing a family secret. I must, however, tell you that he has committed a horrible crime. When just a boy, he killed his baby sister.
Hello, Kitty. What are you doing here all alone? Come along. They must move to London for poor James's sake. That's where he can get the best attention, or at least learn some manners. It's incredible that a man his age and from good family can act like that. He behaves like an animal. What's the matter? Does the comparison offend you? How can she want to go on living in this rat hole? I think I know the reason. You're the one who's making her stay on, and because of the rats, right?
Mary, try to be realistic, dearest.
I never thought I'd hear you talk like that.
You've no other choice now. You must sell the castle.
No. I can't lose it.
I don't see how you expect to be able to avoid it.
I don't want to lose Dragonston.
If you're thinking of your sister, she's already said no money.
At whatever cost. I will save my home.
James? Kitty, Kitty, come back. Kitty. Come here. Kitty. Kitty? James!
It's the lass, Coringa.
She did not go through the kitchen. How did she end up here?
I didn't ken, but let's bring her upstairs.
I don't think they're going anymore.
Why do you say that?
I have good reasons. I spoke with my son. Now there's Coringa about the house. It'll be different because of her. James likes Coringa very much. And I believe that she will like James and his title. It's going to be all right. I'm sure of it. And you, France, you'll stay here with me. What I do is for you, too. Above all, for you.
Now, how did the poor wee thing get down there? Do you think James had aught to do with it?
Aye, most likely through his appearing and disappearing. There must be a secret passage. You better go and tell her mother then.
Aye.
Where am I?
Here, in your own room, miss. But we found you in the cellar. How did you get down there?
The wall. I went through it there. There was an opening. I'm sure there was.
Sit down.
Janet, what is it?
In there, Lady Alicia.
Campbell, take care of her.
What is it, Janet? What's the matter?
She's in there on the bed. It's horrible.
Don't let anyone in, especially Coringa.
Yes, sir.
Mother! Mummy! Let me go, Campbell! Let me go! I want to see my mother! Let me go! Oh, please, I beg you, let me in.
Please try to be calm, miss. The doctor's here. He can't go in. Why don't you go back to
No,
your
I
room?
must see her. I must see her. Please.
I'll take you to your room now.
Mary, Alicia was murdered.
What are you saying? How can you be sure?
I'm aware you don't esteem me highly as a doctor, but I am certain. Alicia was murdered. What was Mrs. Campbell doing at that hour in Alicia's bedroom? It's rather strange.
Coringa told me she was feeling ill. Mrs. Campbell noticed it and went to inform Alicia.
Would the local doctor oblige with a certificate of natural death?
No. You must do it.
O Lord, let your humble servant implore your mercy. Accept unto your bosom the soul of the dear departed and sorely missed woman who was ever faithful unto you. All those gathered here today, join me in this prayer. In nomine Patris, et Filii, et Spiritus Sancti. Amen. Requiescat in pace.
Coringa, go on back with Franz and Suzanne. It's not good for you to stay here.
Come, dear.
Campbell, did you see the cat? It was frightening. It made me think of the old story. Do you remember the one I mean?
Aye, I do. When a cat follows a dead person, that person's a vampire.
Stop that!
Damn you, Gordon. Everybody heard.
Angus,
Hi, my lady, just closing up.
I want that cat locked in there.
But, my lady.
I said, lock that cat inside.
Very well, my lady.
Need anything, miss?
No, thank you. James?
Stop screaming. You'll bring everyone up here. You frighten the poor boy. And when he's nervous, he can be dangerous. Perhaps that's why he's got the same name as me. James, calm down, boy. Calm down. Come, I'll take you into the other room and you can tell me what you're doing here. And why you got too near that cage.
That's what I saw then. It must have been.
Yes, he got out somehow. But I was able to get to him. Just before he came into the house.
Why is he here?
He belonged to a circus that stopped here 2 years ago. Come. They were losing money. Wanted to get rid of him. Besides, he'd killed someone and they thought he'd gone mad. And as I say, he can be dangerous. But he obeys me. Perhaps madmen understand each other. This is my bedroom. And my studio as well. My lair, if you like. Music and painting are my two passions. I paint a little of everything. The sacred and the profane. However, I'm afraid I'm just a slipshod amateur. Yes, that's Suzanne.
I'm sorry, James. I didn't mean to.
That's right. They brought her here to the castle, hoping maybe she could help. But my treatment. In other words, her sole intent and purpose in coming here was to seduce me. I never liked her, but there's something so stupidly perverse about her that I wanted to paint her.
James, I don't care if she was your mistress.
Mistress? Mince. Franz says, he's a genius, our friend. He studied a new theory by someone called Freud to treat madness, to cure souls the way you do bodies. And maybe you can, if your soul isn't incurably ill.
And is your soul ill? I think not, James. You're just lonely. That's all that's wrong with you. That's why you treat people so horribly. You're not mad, James, but you could go mad.
You're only talking nonsense. Why did you come here? Why did you?
James. Do you believe that my mother died a natural death?
Why do you ask me?
Because I think it's just possible that you're the only sincere person here.
But the answer is, I don't know. And I don't want to know. And why should I know? Go, Coringa, leave Dragonston. And as for your mother, forget. Leave. At least you're able to.
James, I want to be your friend.
Go away, Coringa. Go away.
Why must I go away? You've done everything possible to make me afraid. Why?
What do you mean?
Last night you followed me, didn't you?
Mm-hmm. The cellar is my end of the house. But I didn't imagine you having fun there.
No, not when I saw that body there.
What do you mean, body?
You know perfectly well. The one being eaten by rats. He was brought there in a trunk. I hadn't told anyone, but whoever killed him could have killed...
Your mother. If you knew that, why did you keep it to yourself? Report us to the police. There's a murder in this house, and you've even got proof. Go to the police, why don't you? Go.
But I don't want the family...
Don't worry about that. We're a family of murderers. Go to the police.
I might.
Kitty. Kitty, Kitty. Come over there.
Kitty.
That's all right.
Kitty. Kitty.
Good evening. I didn't recognize you. You give me a wee bit of a fright there.
What happened? Tell me. All right. Now calm down. Tell me what happened.
The cat came in here and frightened me.
The cat? Then why did you say your mother, Coringa? Let me get you a sedative. To let you sleep with no more nightmares. All right? And you mustn't be afraid of the cat. Promise?
Yes, yes.
Let's go. Leave her alone. She must rest. What's the matter?
My God, the cat. I had it closed up with Alicia.
In the chapel, you mean? That means someone opened the chapel for some reason. Who could it have been? Listen, if anyone is nosing about in there, he'll discover Alicia didn't die a natural death. Well, it appears we'll have to take a look in there tomorrow morning.
Good morning, my lady. Doctor. May I see you a moment, sir? Hello. You could help me.
Lady Mary, I'm afraid I'll have to leave you here alone for a few moments. All right? I'll be right there.
Very well.
Well, Inspector, what seems to have happened?
A murder, Doctor. A nasty business. You'll have to certify his death legally.
Very well, then. Uncover him. How did you find out?
A telephone call, sir. Do you recognize the victim?
It's Angus. As to the cause of death, it's plain to see. Throat slashed. Jugular vein and carotid artery cut open with a sharp instrument. A knife or a razor. But who would have wanted to kill him?
That's what we'd like to know too, sir. I wonder what he was doing here.
Mary, I told you. Please excuse us, Inspector. You should have stayed there. Excuse us, Inspector. She has to get back to the...
Of course, Doctor. Only one other thing, if it's Bother. I'll need this death certificate. And Lady Alicia's.
Death cert. Oh, why, yes, of course. Come by the castle whenever you like. And now, if you'll excuse us, come.
Tomorrow, then, I'll need your testimony as well. Cover it up, then. Wait till the others get here. The judge will be very excited. A front-page case after all these years. Aye, we'll never hear the end of it.
James? James!
Suzanne, where have you been? I've been looking for you all day.
I've been wandering in the park.
Oh. Is that why you didn't show up for lunch? What's the matter?
I don't know.
Certainly. There are a lot of strange things happening around here. Did you hear about poor Angus?
What do you mean?
They found him near the cemetery. With his throat slit.
They'll exhume the body, Mary. They'll find out the truth. I'm a stupid idiot, a total imbecile. Why did I ever sign that certificate? I wouldn't be in this mix-up now.
Why do you say that?
I'm afraid. I admit it. This is homicide. Murder. That means an inquest.
Then there's no worry at all, dearest. Don't forget that the people around here still have a great deal of respect for the name I bear. I'll see the inspector myself tomorrow. Believe me, there'll be no further talk of exhumation.
First was your sister, followed by Angus. Only who killed them, Mary?
I have no idea, Franz. Only it was not my son.
But it had to be someone who profited by it.
It could be quite the contrary. Someone wants the end of Clan McGriff.
It's absurd, my dear. Absolutely absurd. Coringa, you're building up what can only have been a dream. A stupid dream invoked by the superstitions that abound in this part of the country. Believe me, it was nothing, only a nightmare.
I wish I could believe that, Father.
My dear, what proof is there?
Last night I saw my mother.
Now you tell me you want to go to the police. My dear, you know full well they're not going to believe any story like that.
I've been trying to find a way of convincing them, but I can't, except for the sign on my neck. That's true, look.
Good morning.
Good morning, Doctor.
How are you, Father? Coringa? Do you feel better this morning?
Yes, better, thank you. Goodbye, Father. Will you excuse me?
What's all this air of mystery? What's the matter with Coringa? Or are you under the oath of confession?
No. But something very strange is happening. Very strange indeed.
James! James?
it's only paint. Did you really think I was the murderer?
Oh, James, what's going on here?
Take my advice, Corinna. Leave here. Incidentally, I discovered Angus's body and I telephoned the police. But you must go soon.
I can't. My mother was murdered. Don't you understand? Now I'm positive she was. I can't bear it. I had a horrible dream last night. It was a nightmare. I have to go back to her tomb, please.
What are you saying? Are you mad?
Maybe. But I have to go there. Otherwise I will go mad. I have to know the truth. It might be.
It might be what?
It might be the truth that we're turning to vampires. You know what that means?
No, what?
It means that my mother could be the murderer.
Or perhaps it's you. Isn't that right?
James! Oh, James, my mother's tomb is open.
I know, I saw. Come, someone let James out. The orangutan, and he might be dangerous out of the house. In fact, I was looking for him just now.
Who could it have been?
That's what I don't know. I was trying to get to you, but you came outside too soon. Come on. We better get back inside.
James, you saw it. You saw my mother's coffin. What does it mean? Why? Maybe it's the proof that the legend is true. She left the tomb to take vengeance.
No, Corinne. Someone is playing a horrendous game.
James, I shall truly go mad if this keeps on.
We must make a pact. I don't want you to speak about all this for a while. And I'll be near you. Promise.
I'm alone, James. So alone.
I was alone before, too, dearest. Terribly alone. And needed love. As you do.
Have to go, dear?
I have things to do.
Oh, really? With whom? Coringa. It's Aunt Mary. Open the door.
Just a minute, Auntie. You're cuffling.
Coringa. Excuse me, Coringa. I must speak to Franz. Franz?
Franz isn't here.
Strange. He told me he was coming up to see you. He's not been here.
I was asleep. I haven't seen him at all.
Pardon me, dear. I'm sorry I woke you up. Good night.
Good night.
Mary! Mary, listen to me. Where are you? Mary! Mary, listen to me. This is not the time to make a scene. Do you understand? Open this door. I can get even with you, Mary, and it'll be your own fault. I'll tell them everything about Alicia and about your daughter as well. I'll tell it to James. Do you understand? Open up. Why are you still here? Get out.
What is going to happen now, Franz?
What do you think? She'll kick us out. Both of us. That's what's going to happen. But she's going to pay for it. Oh, yes, she's going to pay very dearly. The police are waiting for this. The certificate of her sister's death. Of a heart attack. But they're going to know the truth. And about her daughter. And how she managed to blame James, he's got to know.
Franz.
I told you to get out. Do you understand? Go away.
All right, Sherry.
What is it, Suzanne? What's happened?
It's all my fault. I've made a terrible mess of things.
What do you mean?
Look, maybe you could help me if you would.
Come, let's go to my room.
James? I have to speak with you. James. James.
Lord McGrief? Lord McGrief.
Good morning, Father.
For the love of God, what is it?
Someone killed him.
That's James. I thought it...
What?
I don't know. Just the way it looked, it seemed to be the body of a man.
Did my mother send you?
Well, yes, as a matter of fact. She'd like you to go downstairs.
Perhaps I'll come down later. Now I've got to see about him. I'm talking to you, Father. You can go. Now. And don't tell my mother about this poor animal. I wouldn't want her to get too upset. Oh, Father, you believed it. My mother has never felt pity towards anyone.
My lord.
And if you want to preach us a sermon on filial love, you can forget that.
But, my lord...
And stop calling me by that ridiculous name. You can go. Out! And be so kind as to tell my mother I'm staying here.
I don't believe your son intends to come down, milady. At least not for now. It's not very easy to engage him in conversation.
It doesn't matter. I'm used to doing without my son's help. Franz will not be here because last night I discovered something unbecoming.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Come and sit down, my dear.
Do you feel any better this morning? That's good. Milady, perhaps it would be better to finish our conversation later on.
No. Coringa can hear. Indeed, she must hear. Last night I discovered the doctor and that French girl together. They were making love. Unbearable. She's nothing but a vulgar prostitute. You must speak to her, Father. I cannot tolerate her presence here. She must be sent away for the good name of this household. What do you want here?
I only wanted to hear you make your little speech on morals, Lady Mary.
I won't permit you.
Oh? Are you going to send me away because we failed with James? Or because I took away your lover? There's not much I don't know about the Margheriti family. Kringa, your mother didn't at all die a natural death. Ask her why she forced Franz to lie. Ask her whom she's covering up for.
Get out!
No, your mother was suffocated. I know how I can make you believe. I'll make Franz tell you the truth, Kringa. She was murdered.
Most interesting. Now, my only purpose in coming was to collect the death certificates. They should be ready, I think, my lady. Only now, as I'm sure you'll understand, we're going to have to open the coffin.
Oh, no.
And,
You mustn't do that.
may I ask you why, miss? Is there some reason not to? Why, miss?
The coffin's empty. The body's no longer there. It's empty. Why won't you listen to it?
Empty, eh? Reverend, will you take the young lady away?
You can't tell me this. Ah!
Take her away, please.
Come, Karinka.
What time did you come here last night?
After midnight.
And the coffin was empty?
Yes, of course, I told you.
My lady, McNabb, go help her. My lady.
No! Oh, my God! No! Leave me alone.
Please, my lady, come now. Oh, would you mind, Father?
Try to calm yourself, my dear Lady Mary.
No, I want to stay with him. Franz!
Janet, where is Campbell?
I didn't ken.
I don't believe that. The police have told everyone not to leave the castle.
Well, he's not here.
You mustn't tell me lies. Where is your husband? In the cellar, right?
No, Suzanne. He's not there. He's not
Get
there.
away! What have you done?
No, really, it's not what it looks like. Honest, I haven't needed a thing. Wait, just listen to me. You must tell nobody you saw me. Nobody. Something I found down there could very easily come in useful for you.
I found him dead in my room. I had to carry him away to hide him. Do you believe me when I tell you I didn't kill him? They killed James, too, and I had to use his body to cover up the traces of Franz's death in my room.
I believe you. But who did it? You don't think it...
For God's sake, Karinga, I don't think it was you or your mother's ghost. It's someone who is trying to use the story. That stupid legend. And I think I know who it is.
What, Margheriti?
Oh, James.
I can't let them take me now.
You know you're in there.
Try to hold them off.
I'd like to speak to you, sir.
This is important, Karinga.
Will you open this door?
Just a moment.
Hurry, please, miss. I will have to break it down. I'm warning you.
Yes, here I am.
Where is he? We know he was here. We heard him.
What
do you think you're doing in my room?
I've got to see him. There's too much that makes no sense. That telephone call about Angus's death. It was James who called.
Inspector, whatever it is that he's done to help us.
McAllister. Turn around, look. It's Dr. Franz's dressing gown. It was in James's room. Was that meant to help us as well? I'm just trying to prevent further deaths. Have the castle surrounded. It'll be night soon, and I don't want them to get away. Obviously, there's some secret passage. Watch every door and window. McAllister, down to the cemetery.
Take me out of here, or we'll be killed. All of us. Murdered. What happened? Oh, you must get Suzanne. Save her. She knows everything now. She'll be next if you don't.
But who, Campbell? Who was it?
Save her. You must please get to Suzanne.
All right, I will, Campbell. But who's the murderer?
Who's there? Who is it? Who is it? Who's there?
Inspector, here he is.
Hurry! Help me, he's wounded. In here. Inspector, believe me or not, the murderer is in the castle and he's going to kill again. I know it. Come on.
Oh, I believe you, Lord Margheriti. If you hadn't run away, I would have told you.
I'm married.
Mary. Your Aunt Mary is dead. Deservedly.
Who killed her?
I did, Coringa, as I did all the others. But don't think of her as a victim.
Father!
No. The real Father Robertson is there. He's the corpse being eaten by the rats. I had to kill him so I could take his place as soon as he got here, before anyone could see him. He was the only innocent victim. I am a McGrief like you, and I, too, have the blood of this mad family in my veins, Coringa.
I'll give you all my money. I'll give you everything I have. I swear.
No, I'll have your money all the same. Because you can't be left alive. I'm sorry.
But I won't tell anyone. No one will know it was you. Oh, please believe me. I give you my promise. I'll never tell. Never.
The cat will be the only witness to the murders who will stay alive. And only because he can't speak, can't talk to inspectors. So when James is accused of these multiple killings and brought to a court of law, and then hanged, it will be realized there's still a McGrief alive in Canada. And I will inherit everything. I'm sorry for you, Coringa. The others deserve to be killed, especially France and Mary. You do know that she killed her daughter, and not James. And France went along with her story. All of the others were dirty, filthy, all but you. I'm sorry.
It was the new reverend, sir.
No reverend. He wasn't a real priest, but as a pastor of souls, he was certainly collecting quite a flock. I'm sure he feels just terrible about it now.